Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Your boughs are green in summer's glow, they do not fade in winter's snow. Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Well, welcome everyone. This is the Janice Thompson Christmas Show. I'm the producer and host. This is my 15th show that I've done. I started in 1999. We have a wonderful lineup today of many interesting guests, 7 actually, and with music in between. And we're going to get started right away. I first wanted to thank our sponsor for today's show, which is Hella's Bakery at 1491 State Street. They are new in Schenectady. They've been here a few months. They are a Greek bakery, and the coffee and the tea is very affordable. It's very nice inside. I encourage you to visit it. Their pastries are wonderful, and we do have some today. He donated some of the kumaratis for us. I practiced the name of that with him, so I hope it's correct. It's the traditional Greek wedding cookie. So we wanted to get started right away, and I'm going to invite Jim Salengo for our first guest today. Welcome. Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
thank you.
Jim.
It's wonderful to be back.
Yeah, you were here, what was it, August, I think?
Yes.
Or was it August?
I believe so. Yeah, it was over the summer.
It was over the summer, and you're opening up the show today basically because you're going to give the big picture of what's going on in downtown Schenectady for the Christmas season, which is starting early this year.
It seems to start earlier.
It just gets earlier and earlier. Everybody's decorated in the malls, and
we're decorated in downtown.
I
mean, right, the day before we're taping this, we got all of the wreaths, and the big city tree is up down at the corner of State and J Street, and we're I think by the time this airs, I believe the Chamber's parade will have happened, but we're all anticipating that. That's a big kickoff to the season.
Yeah.
Here in downtown Schenectady, brings in tens of thousands of people, but it's just a great opportunity to check out what we have in downtown Schenectady during this time of year. We encourage people to come down all year long, but between the theaters that we have and the businesses that we have and the events that we have, it really is a great time to come down. And if you haven't been down in a while, you will really be amazed visually at how downtown has changed, but you'll have a really good time as well.
Yeah, I was just there to see the Chris Bodie.
Oh, the trumpet, yes.
That was fabulous.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people there. The arcade was just mobbed.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to have theaters like Proctor's, of course, and then we have Civic Players. We've got Schenectady Light Opera Company. We've got some real treasures here. And actually, I have, just to make sure I remember, I've got my little bit of cheat sheet. Just speaking of some of the theaters, if people are looking for things to do coming down, this season, White Christmas is going to be performed by the Classic Theater Guild. They'll be performing that at the Fenimore Gallery at Proctor's, and that will be from December 6th through the 15th. So that's a great opportunity to come down and see some community theater. The Santaland Diaries, which is hysterical, David Sedaris. If anybody listens to National Public Radio, they probably know David Sedaris. That will be performed at the Schenectady Civic Players in the Stockade, December 6th through 8th, and then the 11th through the 15th. Northeast Ballet's Nutcracker is a tradition down here. Darlene Myers and her group are located down here, December 7th and 8th at Proctor's. And then the Big Melodies of Christmas concert that I think people really look forward to every year at Proctor's. That's December 12th through the 15th. So Festival of Trees is at the YWCA in the Stockade on Washington Avenue. That runs the 29th of November through December 16th. And then up at the museum, MySci. If you like trains, if your kids or your grandkids like trains, their train exhibit opens up November 29th and runs through January 20th. So that's just a small overview of some of the things that you can enjoy in downtown. But I'd also like to talk about a few of these specific events that our organization has going on this season as well. Our big event is the Downtown Schenectady Holiday Open House. This will be our 10th annual event coming up on Saturday, December 7th. That runs from noon to 5 p.m. And it is what the name is. It is a reason just to come down. Everybody throws their doors open. The businesses are open. And we'll have great business specials. We will have music, strolling carolers. We'll have singing in City Hall. The businesses will have some music. We'll have activities in Proctor's.
What is the date of that?
Saturday, December 7th.
Okay.
Noon to 5. And then for those with kids and grandkids, in City Hall, we'll have a ton of family activities, crafts. We'll be having the puppet people. We'll be having free photos with Santa that you can come get your family picture in City Hall with Santa, and then they'll actually put that in a nice holder and give that to you for a memento for the holiday season.
Nice.
So, J Street, State Street, Union Street. We'll be taking a trolley into the Stockade for the Festival of Trees. So it's a great opportunity to come down and spend a whole day in downtown and really see what we have going on.
A lot of marketing for that particular day?
Yes. Yeah, you'll be seeing more ads in the paper. If you go to our website, which is downtownschenectady.com, you'll get all that information as well. And one other thing I did want to mention, since I know the show will be airing throughout the entire month of December.
Plus on SAC.TV 24/7.
Yes.
It should be up in no longer than 10 days.
That's fantastic. So a lot of good exposure for everybody here today.
Definitely.
One thing that we're also doing, talking about all the great businesses that we have in downtown, we're encouraging people to come down and spend their time, spend their money, do a little extra shopping, because we have businesses in downtown that you just don't get.
Especially small businesses.
Exactly. I mean, you have the small independent business owners. They've got unique merchandise. They've got great food. They've really got something to offer that you can't get in the chain stores or the chain restaurants. And we're kicking off for the 4th year in a row our Holiday Shopping Pass program in downtown. We've got 27 businesses. This is last year's. It'll look sort of like this, a card, but you can pick it up. That information, again, will be on our website. And what you do is if you go in and you make a purchase, that amount will be stamped on your card. And once you fill up your card with a total of $150 in purchases, you can then turn that in and you can register to win a shopping spree in downtown or tickets to Proctor's and other prizes like that.
Awesome.
So that's a lot of fun.
Wow.
We had almost $50,000 worth of cards turned in last year that all represented shopping in the local economy. So we thought that was pretty great.
Is that most of it in a nutshell, would you say? What you're talking about is you kind of summarize it all, pretty much.
Yeah, with the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We'll have window display contests going on throughout the whole month of December as well. So between performances and shopping and dining, there's plenty to do. So come to downtown and have a great time this season.
Well, you're a great promoter, a great spokesman as executive director.
I enjoy it.
And thank you so much for coming today. And we'll move on and stay please for some refreshments.
Absolutely will. Thank you,
Yeah,
Janice.
thank
I appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you so much, Jim. Frosted window panes, candles gleaming inside, painted candy canes on the tree. Santa's on his way, he's filled his sleigh with things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say, Merry and yours the same thing too. Thank you, John. This is John Slovacek. I met John down at the walkabout for the stockade, and here he is here to join us today throughout the show. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
The first specifically Christmas hymns for Christians that we know of appear in 4th century Rome. In the 13th century, in France, Germany, and particularly Italy, under the influence of Francis of Assisi, a strong tradition of popular songs in the native language developed. Carols gained in popularity after the Reformation in the countries where Protestant churches gained prominence, as well-known reformers like Martin Luther authored carols and encouraged their use in worship. This was the consequence of the fact that the Lutheran Reformation warmly welcomed music. Adeste Fidelis, or O Come All Ye Faithful, appears in its current form in the mid-18th century, although the words may have been originated in the 13th century. Today, carols are regularly sung at Christian religious services. Some compositions have words which are clearly not of a religious theme, but are often still referred to as carols. Almost all the well-known carols were not sung in church until the second half of the 19th century. And we're going to do for you Adeste Fidelis, or O Come All Ye Faithful. Hi, Father.
Hi, Janice.
My neighbor.
Indeed. Good old stockade.
Yes.
Yeah.
We both hail from there. How are you?
I'm very good. Very pleased to be here today.
Thank you. Yeah. You didn't hesitate when I asked you to come. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I know what you do for the community and how you promote things, and that's so important. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to come and speak a little bit about what we're trying to do at St. George's. Yeah,
that's what it's all about. It's about community and making people aware of, especially in Schenectady, what's going on around.
Yeah.
And this is such a busy time of year.
Busy for us. We're getting ready for Advent, but we're also looking towards the Christmas too. This year we're going to do a carol service on the 8th of December at St. George's at 4 o'clock. And we try to do that carol service following the readings, the scriptures that lead us into thinking about Christmas, with some beautiful readings, beautiful music. Our choir will be singing some great music that they're busy practicing for. But this year we're going to include some orchestral music from a local quartet, and also focus on supporting a local charity, which is actually bigger than local, but it is focused here in Schenectady, which is the Thousand Mums charity. Which is, I think, a very worthwhile thing, where the kids who are in foster care have a bad enough, raw enough deal. But if you're a kid in foster care and you're lesbian or gay or questioning, that is a huge problem. And we hear horrendous stories about kids being put out onto the streets. And where do they turn? It's bad enough to know that you're fostered, but if you have those other issues, so the organization we are supporting this year is called 1,000 Moms, and they have people right across a whole spectrum of areas who offer practical 24/7 support for kids who are caught out in that dilemma.
Well, I never heard of that organization. Is it a national one?
It's going national, but it's very much local here. So we're supporting that, and all the proceeds from our carol service will go to that. And the great thing at that service morphs into something else, because we process out of the church in all our finery. You know what the Episcopal Church is like, especially St. George has got an Anglo-Catholic high church tradition, so we like to dress up a little bit. So we're going to process out of the church at the end of that service, about 5 o'clock, to Lawrence the Indian, where we have the tree lighting and the tree blessing, and then there's a great community party going to follow that at Arthur's Market this year.
Oh, yes.
So that's going to be
Wonderful.
a good sort of get together for the community, focus on our faith and the preparation for Christmas, but also we hope do something good.
Now, what is the date of that again?
That's December the 8th,
Okay.
beginning at 4 o'clock in St. George's.
And it's a Sunday, right?
It's a Sunday afternoon,
Okay.
yeah. And then, of course, we have our traditional Christmas midnight mass, which begins at 11:30 on Christmas Eve. And then we have a reception afterwards. So we invite everybody
Yes.
that comes to midnight mass to join us for some gentle feasting at that time of the morning.
Now, at the church?
It's in the Great Hall. The
Yes.
Mass is in church, and then we move across to the Great Hall for this party. And then we come back again on Christmas morning at 10 o'clock for a sort of family Mass with Christmas carols. And then on Christmas Day, we do something really exciting, but very simple. At 5 o'clock, in a completely darkened church, just with candlelight, we gather at the creche. And we remember that Bethlehem means a house of bread in the traditional translation. And so we don't have a celebration of the Eucharist, but we take the Blessed Sacrament in the monstrance, and we take the baby out of the creche just for a half an hour, and we put this beautiful monstrance in the crib at the creche, which has the Blessed Sacrament, the host. And we just have time of singing carols, some silent meditation by candlelight, and all the other clergy think I'm crazy doing that. Haven't you had enough religion on Christmas Day? And I'm pretty tired by then, but this will be my 4th year in Schenectady when I came from England.
I was going to ask you how long
my
I
fifth
knew
Christmas,
it was about
my fifth
that.
Christmas. So what we're going to do is we've had this little service, and it's grown every year when people have like filled themselves with Christmas goodies, sat in front of the TV too long. We say walk to St. George's at 5 o'clock for half an hour in the cold night air and in the darkened church, and there is just a wonderful spiritual feel of just adoring Christ. And there's very few words, and it doesn't matter what kind of background you come from, you can get the spirit of Christmas in that simple time of worship.
And I know your church is very welcoming, and it's wonderful. You're a wonderful part of our community.
We enjoy
And the
being
stockade.
We enjoy being part of the stockade. And we've just finished our steeple appeal and put the steeple back.
Yeah,
so,
I noticed a lot of that has been removed.
We had some rot right at the top, which has been a big problem for us, but it's all back. So we're ready for Christmas. We're ready
Good
to
for
roll.
You.
And the steeple is pointing to something bigger than ourselves all the time. So we're looking
We
forward.
have to keep thinking of bigger than ourselves.
Hear, hear.
Right.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, I'm so glad you were here today for
Thank you,
us
Janice.
to welcome the Christmas time. When does Advent start?
Advent begins in another week. This is
Another
our
week,
last
okay.
Sunday coming up now, Christ the King, and then the beginning of December is Advent. So we have that special time of waiting and preparation and spiritual disciplines that we like to apply to ourselves to
Yeah.
put us in the right mood, not just, it's wonderful to hear all the great stuff that's going on about people coming and
Yeah.
spend in downtown. We need a good, healthy downtown, but
Yes, we do.
as well as that, there is other stuff that we can offer to people. So I think Schenectady is the place to be.
I think so too.
Schenectady is the place to be.
I've lived here all my life, and I'm a great supporter of Schenectady, obviously. So
I'd never heard of it in my time in England till I applied for this job. So I couldn't even spell it, I couldn't even pronounce it, but I love it.
well, there
here,
is
so.
only one Schenectady.
Here, here.
So thank you
Thanks,
again, and
Janice.
stay for refreshments, and we'll move on to our next guest.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Major Mike Himes.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming today. How are things going at the Salvation Army? I know the bell ringing started early this year, didn't it?
Well,
a little bit earlier?
Yeah, the bell ringing at the mall started on the 11th, and then we held off until the 18th to start ringing again. The problem is we have a shortened season between Thanksgiving and Christmas there because of the late date of Thanksgiving. So it cuts into, a lot of stores won't allow us to ring until after Thanksgiving, so that shortens our time. And our goal this year is higher than ever before. So it gives us a little pressure, but we think it'll come through. We think it'll work.
But you've been over at the Rotterdam Square Mall, but no bell ringing, is that it?
No bell ringing until this past Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. But we don't start, for instance, at Walmart until after Thanksgiving. Yeah. So any shortening of the season for the ringing of the bells makes it a little more difficult to get it in. But we have a lot of service groups and churches and so forth who are helping us by ringing bells, and that makes it a bit easier. A lot of community support during the bell ringing season.
Now, are you going to be at the Niskayuna Co-op too? Because I know that's a big place for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We've already been up there starting Monday, so we'll be there right up until Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a good year. Do you have a goal?
Yes,
Obviously,
we do. It's higher than ever before, and it's $140,000. A few years ago, about 3 years ago, we had a goal of 125, and each year we surpass it by about 1,000. You know, and last year we didn't think we were going to make it, and we came through at the end. The public came through and really helped us out. And so this year, due to increased numbers in our soup kitchen particularly, we're raising the goal to 140,000, and we believe the money will come in. We're faithful in what we do, and we think that God will supply the rest. So.
And I know you have some children doing the bell ringing.
Yes.
And some really older people too. So,
right. We've got the whole gamut. In one case, we've got a grandfather and his grandchildren playing instruments out on the out in the mall actually. So that's a pretty neat thing to have that
nice.
Range of generations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be a good season. We've got a number of groups, as I say, who are ringing, right from children's groups and youth groups to the Rotary Club, and groups like that. So, but it helps us because during the Christmas season we help out with toys and food right around Christmas, about 500 families, and then on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day we also feed 500 meals to shut-ins. People who can't get out for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and so we deliver 500 meals with the help of Meals on Wheels and also with the help of Catholic Charities in town. So it's
well, that's wonderful.
It's a great group effort, and the meals are prepared at our kitchen. People start coming in about 6 in the morning, and then we're done by about 12. So, whereas the father was mentioning he spends his Christmas afternoon away, I'm Christmas morning, and then we go back and we work at the building early in the morning, and then we're back home in the afternoon.
Now, you're always serving dinner at Lafayette.
Yeah.
Is it 7 days a week?
5 days a week.
5.
There are about 19 meals that are served actually in Schenectady throughout the week, and out of the 19, the Salvation Army serves 10 of those meals, which would be breakfast and lunch 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then dinner is served across the street, and various churches help out with other meals on the weekend. Yeah, so we're there 6 o'clock in the morning, preparing for a 7:30 breakfast every morning.
Now, do you find that the numbers have been increasing?
It seems so. It seems so. Our total used to be about 250 per day. Now we're up to about 300 per day that we're feeding. And of course, as you might know, towards the end of the month, the numbers increase as the checks start to reach the end of their.
Sure, the money's gone.
Sure. Yeah.
People get really desperate in some situations, don't they?
And we find also it's interesting that a number of people don't come necessarily because they're in desperate financial need, but because they're lonely. And they can sit down and have breakfast or lunch with someone. So we'll have a number of people who will actually come down to the Salvation Army who live by themselves and don't get to see anyone, and actually just love to enjoy the socialization aspect of it. So and wonderful. We have churches that we have a temple in town that basically volunteer every day. So we have volunteer groups in every day. Capel comes and volunteers for one of those days during the month. Our own Salvation Army people, of course, do that, and it's a great collaborative effort. And often during Christmas, we'll find that some of the groups will come in and make cupcakes and bring them in, that kind of a thing. Or stores will especially donate some pies that are left over. So it's a special time of year for everybody.
Now, this show will most likely be aired not just in Schenectady County, but in the city of Albany. Now, does
yes.
Albany do they do something similar to what you're doing?
Yes, Albany does a great Christmas effort as well, where they give away toys and food at Christmas time. And then they also have some aspects of a feeding program there, which I'm not real familiar with, but I know that they do. And of course, they have the typical food pantry where they help out there. And Albany also has an after-school program where kids come in. And I believe there's also some feeding involved in those programs. So in the whole capital area, the Salvation Army in each of their centers has a different expression of service depending upon what the needs are in that community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad that you're a part of our community, and you kind of integrated rather quickly here, didn't you?
Yes, we hit the ground running, so to speak, because when we came into town, we were just recovering from the floods 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the floods hadn't occurred yet, so that was my greeting to Schenectady. Somebody said, "Welcome to Snow-Nectady. You'll have a lot of snow." We didn't have much snow at all that winter, but we had the floods in late August, early September.
2011.
So, yes, that was my initiation. So at that point, we were helping out in Greene County and in Schoharie County and all in the Stockade quite a bit.
Sure.
So we were all over in that.
Well, I founded an organization called Storm Aid, and so I know very well about the needs.
Helped after the event quite a long time.
And I think the first time I saw you was over at the Presbyterian Church.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
For a gathering for storm victims. Yes, to say thank you. That was nice.
Yes. So thank you for coming today,
My
and
pleasure.
I know you're going to stay a while.
Yes, I hope to get at least a cookie or two.
We appreciate your leadership.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I always like to give tribute on my Christmas show to the military in some form or another. And I discovered this poem that I got in the mail, and I wanted to share it with the audience today. Please tell your friends and family about my Christmas show. It will be on Channel 16 during the month of December, and you can also watch it on SACC.TV. That's SACC.TV 24/7. 'Twas the night before Christmas. He lived all alone in a one-bedroom house made of plaster and stone. I had come down the chimney with presents to give and to see just who in this home did live. I looked all about, a strange sight I did see. No tinsel, no presents, not even a tree. No stocking by mantle, just boots filled with sand, and on the wall pictures of a far distant land. With medals and badges, awards of all kinds, a sobering thought came to my mind. For this house was different, so dark and so dreary, the house of a soldier. Now I could see clearly. The soldier lay sleeping, silent, alone, curled up on the floor in this one-bedroom home. The face was so gentle, the room in such disorder, not how I pictured a United States soldier. Was this the hero of whom I'd just read, curled up on a poncho, the floor for a bed? I realized the families that I saw this night owed their lives to these soldiers who were willing to fight. Soon around the world, the children would play and grown-ups would celebrate a bright Christmas day. They all enjoyed freedom each month of the year because of the soldiers, like the one lying here. I couldn't help wonder how many lay alone on a cold Christmas Eve in a land far from home. The very thought brought a tear to my eye. I dropped to my knees and started to cry. The soldier awakened and I heard a rough voice, "Santa, don't cry. This life is my choice. I fight for freedom. I don't ask for more. My life is my God, my country, my core." The soldier rolled over and soon drifted to sleep. I couldn't control it. I continued to weep. I kept watch for hours, so silent and still, and we both shivered from the cold evening's chill. I didn't want to leave on that cold, dark night, this guardian of honor so willing to fight. Then the soldier rolled over, with a voice soft and pure, whispered, "Carry on, Santa. It's Christmas Day. All is secure." One look at my watch and I knew he was right. Merry Christmas, my friend, and to all a good night. The next song is a 15th century carol, and it was also sung in the Academy Award-winning movie Love Story in 1971, and it's very beautiful. Lo, how a rose there blooming.
Have sung, it came a floweret bright amid the cold of winter, when half spent was the night. Isaiah 'twas foretold it, the I have in mind. With Mary we behold it, the Virgin Mother kind, to show God's love aright. She bore to man a Savior, when half spent was the night.
Hi, Mark, back again.
Yeah.
You were here. Was it August?
I think it was just
the end of August, right?
Yeah, just before Labor Day.
We did a segment on grief sharing, and so it was the end of August.
Yeah,
and you offered to come back up for the Christmas show to talk about grief during the holidays, because that's a big issue, isn't it?
It is.
Getting through the grief during Christmas time.
Yeah. And I was talking briefly with Father, prior to the segment, and it's that thought that, it's a joyous season for many of us, and there are a lot of people out there who are not experiencing the joy of the holiday season, and those are individuals who are grieving the death of a loved one, or a loved one who is dying, and so that brings up a lot of obviously sadness and many other emotions. So it can be not the best of times, the holiday season. Yeah.
So what part do you play in that, Mark?
So I'm a bereavement counselor. I work out of the Albany office, but we have, I think, 17 or 18 bereavement counselors with community hospice. We now serve 8 counties. We've just begun to serve Southern Washington County. So I meet with families, individuals, children, after a death, to provide bereavement services. And I find that around the holidays, oftentimes people are very anxious, a lot of anxiety going into the holiday season. How are they going to get through this? There's that feeling of they just want the season to be over. Oftentimes people will share that.
Yeah. How do they find you? How do you get your referrals?
Good question, because there's that thought that the loved one has to have been on hospice to receive bereavement services, but that's not true. So if you're a community member, your loved one died, suddenly or died from natural causes but never came onto the hospice program, you can still call hospice and receive bereavement services.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a toll-free number that you have.
There
right?
is. I think I shared with you.
Yes, you did. And if you would just say it so that people can hear it, because I'm sure they'll put it up on screen. Do you know it offhand?
I do not. So if I knew it, I would say it, but I don't have it in because I don't think I've ever called that number. But there is.
I do
think
have
it's an
it.
800 number. Right?
I do have it. And
put me on the
it
spot
is,
there.
for you audience viewers, 1-800-678-0711. And I'll repeat that. 1-800-678-0711.
And that would be the
write
main
that down.
intake number.
Okay.
And then you could, that person would direct you where
Yeah.
you need to go.
Okay, I think that's good. And it will be on screen, too,
Okay.
on the credits.
Great. Yeah.
So, and since this is being viewed in the city of Albany, this will be really helpful to the Albany citizens
As well.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be on during the month of December as well, of course.
Okay.
So,
And so I just, that idea of it's important to take care of yourselves around the holidays.
yeah, and how do people do that? I mean, socializing certainly is a big part of that.
Yeah. Which,
What are your suggestions?
well, I think the number one I always suggest is being gentle with yourself. I always hold myself accountable. I think I'm my harshest critic, and I know people share that. And when you're grieving, to just bring the compassion towards yourself, letting yourself off the hook. You don't have to do everything that you did in the past.
And that's hard to make that change, isn't it, for a lot of people?
Yeah. People want to be able to, bake the cookies and write the cards, and yet they don't have it. They're not able to do it. So letting yourself off the hook, I think, being gentle with yourself. That doesn't mean you can't plan. I think it's important to have a plan. And so, talking with family members, what is it that you want to do? What are you capable of doing? So that you do have a plan going into the holiday season. The thought, people will often share that they're dreading the holidays, and I get that, I understand that. And when the holiday comes, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or the New Year, people will then often share that it wasn't as terrible as they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I often counsel people to just remember that, there is support out there. And to be open to support, whether it's family or friends, hospice, clergy, and to seek this support out, and that you don't have to do it alone.
How many bereavement counselors are there with hospice in the capital region?
Yeah, with community hospice, we're now 17 or 18 strong. We keep adding as we grow.
And how many out of Albany where you are?
Out of Albany, there's 2 of us. So
Okay.
myself and then another counselor.
So is that a pretty heavy load when it comes around the holiday time?
It keeps me busy.
Yeah.
It keeps me busy. Yeah.
I kind of thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very rewarding work. As I was listening to Father speak earlier and Major Mike, thinking about another idea of, as you enter the holiday season, is giving to others. That idea of giving. In giving we receive. And so if you are grieving and you feel capable to be able to get out into the community and do for others, whether it's at Salvation Army or attending one of the masses that Father was talking about, and participating,
Volunteering.
if they feel comfortable.
Yes.
And at the same time bringing that gentleness towards themselves. That,
Right.
That
Forgive yourself.
Yeah.
That's a good message.
Yeah. And I think often to harbor hope, and it's hard when you're grieving to ever to entertain the idea that it's going to change.
Yeah.
And it does shift and change. And so if you can harbor that hope, especially around the holidays, that it's not always going to feel like this, that it will you know, at some point we will start to see the light.
Yes, well, it's so important to give people that hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for coming on today and sharing your insight. Very valuable to the community.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
You're welcome, and I'll
Always
see you
a
soon,
pleasure.
and Merry Christmas.
Okay,
Thank you. Welcome, Gioia.
Hello, Janice.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nice to see you. I know we've run into each other a
Here
lot.
and there.
Here and there over a course of time, at a fundraiser, at Proctor's. I know you're a big supporter of the arts.
Right.
And I read recently that you were the first director for Guys and Dolls at SLOC in
I was a producer,
1963.
not the director.
Oh, not.
Producer.
Well, you know, I think in the paper it said you were a director.
Well, maybe they were mistaken too.
So you were a producer, never a director.
No.
Oh.
Niskayuna High School, 50 years ago, very fine production of Guys and Dolls, and just recently they finished another production of it at the new Light Opera Company building.
I saw that,
on,
and it was fabulous.
on Franklin Street.
And you got an award there? Did they give you an award?
Oh, yes. Mr. Santa Barbara presented an award for the 50 years of producing Guys and Dolls and being in our new home. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to receive a citation. Not me personally. I accepted it for the Light Opera Company.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I knew you were going to get a tribute because that's what the paper said.
Well, that was a tribute, but I felt it was more for the Light Opera.
Okay.
than for me.
Well, you're modest. You're being modest.
I did work for them for many, many, many years. I never was on stage. I did all the work that had to be done to put on a show and to keep a company running. And I'm still an attendee. I go to every show, and I saw Guys Dolls twice.
For this last production? Oh, it was
because I
so
love
wonderful.
all that music. And I like to go to Proctor's as often as I can. I'm going tonight to Proctor's, and I'll be there over several nights for Christmas productions of whatever they're doing. I buy a lot of tickets for Proctor's. I like that. It's very easy. I'm now living at Schaefer Heights, and I can just get down to Proctor's in a minute.
Oh, it's so easy.
And I know a lot of places to park that other people don't know. So it's easy for me to go in and out at Proctor's.
Well, somebody might want you to share that with them.
Well, I'm not going to tell.
Well,
and I see where you're holding the paper
for. This was in today's paper. It's a picture that I don't know if Randy can get it, but it's the Christmas Carol that's being performed at Capitol Rep.
I'll have to go to Albany for that one.
And it was just such a great, fun picture that I brought it with me so people could see it. And it looks like it's going to be a great production, and it's on through December 22nd, I believe.
I do not think it's the regular Christmas Carol. I think it's been
a revised
edition.
Yeah, and it is on through December 22nd, and it starts with the previews, and then it's regularly next week.
A local person is in it, Mr. Kevin McGuire.
Oh, okay. He's not on the front page.
No, he's inside as Scrooge.
Oh, really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, we have so much talent around here.
We do. Right.
And
I'll be seeing other things over the weekend. I'm going to see storytelling at Proctor's. It's at Proctor's. It's done by the Story Circle, and they are adults. That doesn't mean they're adult stories, but they're for adults. There are a lot of people in this area that are practiced storytellers, and they have a lovely program every so often at Proctor's, and they just finished what they call Telebration, which was 10 people telling stories. I don't think there'll be 10 this time. And what else am I doing this weekend? There's a nice art show at the Light Opera Company, so we get all the arts together. And I try to get to as much as I can to enjoy them.
Now, will you be going to see the SLOC production of Your Good Man, Charlie Brown?
No, I haven't missed a production of the Light Opera Company in 50 years.
Oh my goodness! So you see everyone.
Seen everyone.
Well, I've admired you from afar, in your independence, and you're such an asset to our community.
Well,
and I
thank
wanted
you.
to give you
the
opportunity to introduce yourself to a wide audience.
All right.
I know you're well known and respected in our
Thank you.
community, and I
Right.
wanted to take the opportunity to
Well, that's very
wish you a
nice.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
I knew you were
good.
going to come on as a viewer because I talked to you over at the Reformed Church. I think we saw each other at the Vespers.
Oh yes, the Vespers.
And that's when I invited you. And
There's going to be a Vespers this week.
well, they're every Sunday at
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
This one's special.
Is it special?
Yeah.
Maybe I can
It's
get
in,
to
it's
that
in
one.
the main church.
Oh,
And
is it?
It's a big Vespers. It's for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
And let's say it's for the holidays.
For the holidays.
Right.
Well, we're all about the holidays here today.
All right.
And I want to thank you for coming on
Well,
and
I enjoyed it very much.
and honoring us with your presence
Oh,
today.
thank you
You're welcome.
very much.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing in a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Well, hello, Reagan.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
We met a few months ago, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were here with your grandma and some other people. And I asked your grandma if you could come on today.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy you're here. And you look so pretty in your red dress.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you excited about Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah. Is Santa Claus going to bring you something nice? What would you like?
I like my own kitchen if Mama doesn't want to make her own food, so I could make a real food for her and my mother and my daddy.
So it's a kitchen that
A
you
real
want?
kitchen.
And you can cook in that kitchen?
If Mama doesn't want to cook, I could cook for her.
Oh, how cute. Well, I bet you Mommy really would like that, huh? Because she's very busy.
Yes, she's always busy making dinner.
Yeah. So what grade are you in school?
First grade.
Do you like school?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have friends from school?
Yes. One of my friends are named Evelyn and
What's the name, honey?
Evelyn.
Evelyn.
And my other friend in school, she was from my kindergarten class last year, Erica and Kennedy and Ben. They were in my class last year. And I was in their class, Mrs. Tissetti's. Mrs. Tissetti's my first grade teacher. And my kindergarten teacher was Mrs. Murphy.
So are your friends with you this year in school too?
Not all of them.
Not all, but some of them. Yeah,
Some.
that happens.
Yeah, some of them come to your class and some of them are not in your class.
Uh-huh. Well, I was going to sing a little song to you about Santa Claus coming to town. Maybe it's a song you've heard. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not shout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a wish and he's checking it twice and he's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not shout. I'm telling you why, 'cause Santa Claus is coming to town. I have a little present for you. You don't have to open it now, but you can open it after. But this is for you.
Thank you.
And I know you just drew me a picture, and I want to thank you for that too. I think I might have put it right here, so everybody can see that. It's a cheetah, huh?
My grandma helped me to spell cheetah.
She helped you to spell it?
Mm-hmm.
She's a good speller, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're going to stay and have some fun at the party? Have some food?
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've ever been on television?
Yes.
Well, I hope it's not the last. Maybe you can come back again. Okay? I would love that. I would love that. Thank you so much, Reagan.
You're welcome.
Okay, honey. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Janice.
From Rotterdam Square Mall, Jules.
Hi.
My favorite jeweler.
How are you?
Fine. How
On
are you
behalf
doing?
of good. On behalf of Jules, the staff at Jules, Mike and Matt wanted me to thank you for inviting us on.
Oh,
They're
so special.
Yeah, they're really glad that you had us come on. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah. I know there's a few things you want to get across to our audience. Why Jules is such a special place
Right.
if people are looking for jewelry or.
Well, let me give like a little synopsis, if
Yeah.
I can, about what Jules is. It's not a lot of customers are really aware. Not only are we a cash for gold store, meaning we buy gold, whether it's in good condition, unrepairable condition, not so great condition, and sterling silver and things of that type. But we're also a full service jeweler. We sell like wholesale price jewelry, beautiful stuff, unusual pieces. We do a lot of custom work. And when I say custom work, I mean not only like, can you choose something from a book, but you can actually draw us a picture. I mean, like that custom. And it comes back really fast compared to some other jewelry stores that you can deal with.
Mm-hmm.
We do repair. We do some small repairs on site. Just about everything you can imagine. It's a nice environment. It's a nice atmosphere. I love working there. It's a comfortable place to shop. A lot of places when you go to a jewelry store, it's very intimidating when you walk in, but our store is a lot of fun, and there's really an extensive inventory of merchandise. Pretty much everything that you could possibly imagine, we have it. And if you don't see it in the cases, we can get it for you. If it's something that you have specifically in mind that you would like, draw us a picture and we could make it for you also. So it's limitless, it's endless to what we can do for you for all your holiday shopping needs for Christmas. And then,
Right, and then you're there 7 days a week, of
Oh
course.
yes, yep.
What time do they open? 10?
Well, the mall hours are starting, I believe, next week to vary. So they're going to
Okay.
probably start at 9 o'clock and probably from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then probably a little later on the weekends,
Yeah.
as it gets closer to Christmas, probably open at 8 o'clock and stay open until 11 and things of that type.
Right. Well, a lot of people have probably seen the ad for Jules on the CDTA bus.
Oh, yeah.
Around this area. I know it's out in Saratoga. Is it in Albany too,
Yeah.
do you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a big ad. It's a great ad.
Yep, we're on the
And,
radio, we're on television, Matt and Mike are on the bus, So, and it's funny because a lot of people do come in and say, hey, I saw you on the bus,
Yeah.
we'll say to one of the guys, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite imposing
Mhm.
ad, and people can't really miss it.
Yep.
And I love your store, and Matt's been great to me.
Yeah, he's
and
great.
I
The
really
customers love Matt.
appreciate his generosity.
They've been in the mall for about 16 years now. We've moved to different locations,
Yeah.
but all in all, about 16 years they've been there.
Now, well, I started to walk there in maybe 5 years ago,
Mhm.
I would say. And prior to that, I never went to that mall.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if he's been in that corner all this time or not. But something good is happening in April, and I wanted you to tell everyone about that.
Yes, we just got a building on Altamont Avenue in Schenectady, so we're still, within close driving range for all of our customers. It's our own building. It's a freestanding store. It's beautiful. We're very, very excited about it. Mike's already started work in there. We're all really, really excited. It's going to be beautiful inside. We can't wait to see it. So that's going to be after the holidays.
After
We're
the
still going to be
holidays.
in the mall.
Okay.
We're still going to be open through the mall, but after the holidays, we're going to open the other location on Altamont Avenue in Schenectady.
So I know if someone comes there, they'll get top service
Oh,
and the
the
best
best.
prices.
Yeah.
And that's really important. People are looking for value for their money today.
definitely.
In all areas.
Yeah,
So-
and you'll get your customer service, you'll get the value, you'll get everything, all the above at Jules. So it's
Well,
the best place to go.
you're a great spokesperson for Jules.
Thank you.
Matt's got to be proud of you, and I know he treasures your help there. So thanks again. Stay for some food,
Will do.
and Merry Christmas to you.
Same to you and all the viewers also from Jules. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you, Julie.
Mhm.
I want to thank my guests today. It's been a wonderful hour of interesting information for the community and lovely holiday music. I also want to thank our sponsor, Hella's Bakery. They're at 1491 State Street in Woodlawn. Please check them out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Their coffee, their tea, their pastries are wonderful. You can also go on Coffee Time at Hella's Bakery, and the website is www.coffeetimehellas.com. We're going to end our show today with Silent Night, a very soulful Christmas carol that I thought I would have my audience and the guests here singing along with me. I would really appreciate it. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.